Hello students, chapter Should Wizard Hit Mommy? Author John Updike. We will continue the second part of the chapter, page 52, last paragraph. So the wizard said, "Oh, very well, go to the end of the lane, turn around 3 times and look down the magic well, and there you will find 3 pennies. Hurry up." So Roger Skunk went to the end of the lane, turned around 3 times, and there in the magic well were 3 pennies. So he took them back to the wizard and was very happy and ran out into the woods. He was very happy because things were all set. His smell was changed into the roses, and he went into the jungle to play with his other animal friends, and they all gathered around him because he smelled so good. They all played tag, baseball, football, basketball, lacrosse, hockey, soccer, and pick up sticks. Lacrosse is a game played by 2 teams in which the player uses a long stick game. Then Joe asked the question to his father, what's a pickup sticks? He says that it is a game you play with sticks. Okay, like the wizard's magic wand. She asked. He said, kind of. And they played games and laughed all afternoon, and then it began to get dark, and they all ran home to their mommies. So, this was the usual routine of every creature. Then, in the evening time, they go back to their homes. Then, moving to the next page, 53, Jo was starting to fuss with her hands and look out of the window at the crack of the day that showed under the shade. She thought the story was all over. No, the usual routine of the story was it's over because happy ending. Usually, we always expect the stories as happy ending only, and this was the happy ending. So, Joe started looking outside of the window. To fuss with their hands means when you give importance to very less important importance to less important things. She thought stories over. Now, father will say his routine things that. Skunk father will come, we will have their dinner and go to sleep. So she was looking outside, and at the crack of the day that showed under the shade. She thought the story was all over. Jack didn't like the women when they look anything for granted. He liked them apprehensive, hanging on his words. Now, Joe, are you listening? So he said, I do not like the women who, when they took anything for granted, he liked them apprehensive. Apprehensive means like they should be fearful that something bad or unpleasant thing will happen, or pay attention to them. He doesn't like that they should have their casual approach. He always want that they should pay attention, or they should always think about something bad will happen, like a fearful attitude. So he told Joe, are you listening? She said, yes, because this is very interesting. Roger Skunk mommy said, what's the awful smell? He said, listen carefully. Now something important Roger Skunk mother is going to say. She said, what? Yes. He said, yes. Roger Skunk said, it's me, mommy. I smell like roses. And she said, who made you smell like that? She asked the question. Uh, and he said, the wizard. And she said, well, of all the nerves, you come with me and we are going right back to that very awful wizard. She's very annoyed. All the nerve means she got very angry, and she said, we are going right back to that awful wizard. Joe sat up, hands dabbling in the air with genuine fright. Now, Joe was not expecting such type of ending. She was not expecting such type of ending, and her hands dabbling in the air. Dabbling means moving. When you are fearful, your hands move. But daddy, then he said about the other little animals will run away. Now she was very fearful, and she said that other animals will all run away from him if he will smell so bad. Her hands skittered off into the underbrush. Skittered means moved very quickly, and underbrush means shrubs and small trees. So her hands were moving very quickly. All right, he said, but mommy, all the other little animals run away. He said, means Skunk was telling to his mother that all the other little animals will run away. She said, I don't care. You smelled the way a little skunk should have, and I'm going to take you right back to that wizard. So she said that you have to smell as a little skunk should smell like. You will not be the same smell of having the smell of roses. You have to change the smell, and that wizard will do that thing. She took an umbrella, went back with Roger Skunk, and hit the wizard right over the head. She was so angry that she took the umbrella, went with Roger Skunk, and hit that wizard right over the head. Now, listening to this end of the story, Jo was very angry and she was not ready to accept this change. She said no. Jo said, and put her hands out to touch his lips, and yet, even in her agitation, did not quite dare to stop the source of truth. Agitation means when you become like anxiety or nervousness, and she did not quite dare to stop the source of truth. Inspiration came to her. Then the wizard hit her on the head and did not change the little skunk back. So she was a child only, and in her innocence only, she said, okay, fine. That means wizard also hit on the head of the mother, and he did not change the little skunk back. So this was the thinking of Jo. This was her ending, and father was having different ending. So this is how there was a conflict of ideas between father and a daughter. This is like uh, adult perspective and child perspective. Different perspectives were there. Child was thinking according to his or her own attitude, and father was on his own. So inspiration came to her. Inspiration means a question raised in her mind, and she is okay, fine. Wizard hit her on the head and did not change that little skunk back. Father said no. The wizard said okay, and Roger Skunk did not smell of roses anymore. He smelled very bad again. Lizard said, fine, I will change the smell. And he was again smelling very bad. But the other little Amun, oh, so Jo was little shocked and surprised. She was worried that what about the other creatures? They will not play with him. She was worried in that manner. Joan, it's a daddy story. Shall daddy not tell you any more stories? Now, he, like being a father, with that authority, he said, this is my story, and do you want me to say the story again or no? Otherwise I will not tell you the story if you will not listen to me carefully. So her broad face looked at him, though shifted, light and astounded. Her broad face, it was a very worried expression, different expression that day, which father didn't expect it. He thought that she will listen to the story, and in this way he will taught her one lesson also about her own humiliation which he has faced when he was a child. So her broad face looked at him through sifted. Sifted means passed through. Astounded means shocked. This is what happened then. So he was telling all the things that this is what happened. Then Roger Roger Skunk and his mommy went home, and they heard woo woo, and it was choo choo train bringing Daddy Skunk home from Boston. So now it was the end of the story. In between, the father gave a twist in the story, a little bit different ending, which Jo was not ready to accept. So whenever the father came back, so he used to tell these dramatic effects. He put that woo woo choo choo sound he put in the story. And then they had lima beans, celery, liver, mashed potatoes, and pie oh my for dessert. He used to always describe the food whenever he say the story. He used to always describe the food also. Why? Because in this way he want to inculcate the habit of good healthy food also to his daughter. And when Roger Skunk was in bed, Mommy Skunk came up and hugged him and said he smelled like her little baby skunk again, and she loved him very much, and that's the end of the story. So this was the happy ending. So mother came back, hugged him, and said, now you're looking my child. So the same smell, because it was their identity, that foul smell, and that's the end of the story. Now father ended the story. Now Jo again asked the question, but was still there, but and ifs were there, and she said, but daddy, father said, yes, what? Then did the other animals run away? Then he said that other animals will run away because he was having very foul smell. No, because eventually they did not use to the way he was and did not mind it at all. Father said, no, nobody worried about the foul smell. They accepted him and they did not mind it all. What's even shall be? So she said that eventually everybody started like Roger Skunk. So this is the way it has been asked in that perplexed manner she was asking in a little while. That was a stupid mommy. Now, Jo was little disturbed that day and she said, Mommy was little stupid. It was not, he said with real emphasis. Father, with emphasis, has said that Mommy is not wrong. Why? Because parents are, whatever parents are doing, they are doing for the betterment of the children. And he doesn't want Jo to have the wrong impression of the mother or a parent. And believed from her expression, she realized defending his own mother to her. And with that expression, she realized defending his own mother to her. And Jack took it very personally. The way Jo was behaving, he took it personally and said no, because somewhere he was relating it to himself and he was defending his own mother. Because previous lecture we have studied that uh, somewhere some humiliations were there which he suffered during his childhood, and that only he was telling through his story to the daughter. Now I want you to put your big heavy head in the pillow and have a good long nap. He said, now you have to go to sleep. Lots of story is being told to you. He adjusted the shade so that not even a crack of a day showed, and tiptoed to the door. And very tiptoed, very quietly he moved to the door in the pretense that she was already asleep. In the pretense means an attempt to make something that is false to appear true, in that hope that she is asleep now. But when he turned, she was crouching on top of the covers and staring at him. Once he thought that once I will check whether she is asleep or no, and she was crouching. Crouching means bending in order to defend yourself. And he said, hey, get under the covers and fall fast asleep. Bobby's asleep. Now he was giving the order that go back to your bed and go to sleep. She stood up and bounced gingerly on the springs. She stood up and bounced gingerly in a very careful manner, and she was jumping on the bed. She said, I want you to change the end of the story. So again she said that, Daddy, he said, what? So, tomorrow I want you to tell me the story that Wizard took that magic wand and hit that mommy. Her plump arm chopped forcefully right over the head. Now, Jo said that, okay, fine, if you're going fine. Tomorrow you will again tell me the story, but with a different ending. And what will be that? That Wizard had hit the mommy right over the head. Means tit for tat, because mommy hit the wizard, now wizard will also hit her back. So plump means like a shake or pat. No, that's not the story. The point is that the little skunk loved his mommy more than he loved all the little animals, and she knew what was right. Now father said, no, I will not change the end of the story, because little skunk loved his mommy more, and then he loved all the little animals, and mother also know that what is right for him. No, tomorrow you say he hit that mommy. That day she was very, very stubborn, and she was not listening to his father. And she said, no, father, you will change the end of the story and you will say that Zat hit the mommy. Do it. He said, you have to change the end of the story. She kicked her legs up and down and sat on the bed with a great heave and complaint of springs. Now she started her childhood act, and she started jumping on the bed with a great heave and complaint of spring. Now she started showing the tantrums. being the child. Now, no, you have to change the end of the story, as she had, uh, as she had hundreds of times before, except that this time she did not laugh. He said that beforehand also many times she has shown these such type of tantrums, but this time she was not laughing also, no smile was on her face. That means she was very serious. She was like hurt that nobody will play with him. She was thinking in that manner only, on from the child point of view. Say it, daddy, she very strongly said. Father, you have to say, you have to change the end of the story. Well, we will see. Now at least have a rest. Stay on the bed. You're a good girl. Father said, okay, fine, we will see. Now you go to bed. You're a very good girl. He closed the door and went downstairs. Claire had spread the newspaper and opened the paint can, and wearing an old shirt on his on of his on top of her maternity smock, was stroking the chair rail with a dipped brush. So as he went downstairs, Claire, his wife, already started the work. She started painting the chairs and all, and she was wearing his one of the shirt on her maternity smock and stroking the chair rail with a dip brush. She was started painting the chair. Above him, footsteps vibrated, and he called, Joan, shall I come up there and spank you? Footsteps hesitated. As he was in the middle of the stairs, he heard again the footsteps vibrated. He observed that Joe is coming again to ask him to change the end of the story. So from there only he shouted, shall I come up there and spank you? Spank means to give you one hit you or give you one slap. Footsteps hesitated. She get frightened and her footsteps stopped there only. That was a long story, Claire said. Now Claire, she was down doing, she started the work and waiting for the Jack to come. So she commented this in a very sarcastic manner that, okay, today was a very long story. The poor kid, he answered, and with utter weariness watched his wife labor. So he said, oh, the poor kid, she was not sleeping. That's why the story was little long. And with utter weariness, wife was tired also because she was not feeling well. He was looking at his wife also. The woodwork, a cage of mouldings and rails and baseboards all around them, was half old tan and half new ivory. So when he was looking at Claire, she was doing the work. The woodwork on which she was doing the work, a cage of moulding. Moulding means curved strip, and rails and baseboards all around them was half old tan, half was polished and painted, and half was of the ivory color only. And he felt caught in an ugly middle position, and though he as well as felt his wife's presence in the cage with him. So this is a question also, that why he was caught in an ugly middle position. So why means why Jack was caught in ugly middle position. It's important from both point of view also. So what was that he felt that why he was caught, because he started looking at the woodwork around him and started relating it to his life also. Looking at the woodwork, the paint which was half tan and half ivory, he related this thing to his life, and he was looking at it and thinking that although both of them, Jack and Claire, were caught in a cage like situation in their marriage also, there was no solution to it, and neither did he want to talk to her, neither want to nor speak to her or touch her. Means he thought that he was also caught in that ugly middle position. Their daughter was not listening. Her uh, wife, she also uh, commented in a sarcastic manner. So he thought that he's caught in ugly middle position, and this is the fact of life. And he said he did not want to speak with her, work with her, touch her, or anything. This is how. This is the end of the story, the end of the chapter. So, thus the story is the relation of children with their parents, children's fantasies, and the messages of stories they bring with them affect children and sometimes make them critical. Thank you.